Jose, hola, señor, ¿cómo estás? I'll go ahead and finish that. Muy bien, señor, gracias. I know what's coming. I know what's coming. Because Jose's always got that polite. He's going to ask how I'm doing as well. And if y'all don't know who Jose is, y'all are all missing out. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Hopefully you are feeling much better, brother. I know for a fact that it takes a little while before you can get that strength back from an appendicitis. Hopefully everything is going well. That's an Oliva Jeep. And it is damn near done. Of course I smoke cigars while talking sports with Raphael. I don't always pick the winner, but I somehow have always been right on the spread. I don't know why. Including one game where I said, oh, it's going to be this many points. And it was that many points. And everybody was just like, how in the heck do you pick that? Don't ask me. When I feel that a team is going to win big, they just always do. And seems like it's just something tells me, hey, this one's going to cover a spread. Yeah, that's the time to actually make that bet. All right. I'll leave a G going away. Woo, got some presidential elections. Hopefully they are fair and legitimate, Jose. That is something we would always hope for in a elective president type situation. And hopefully whoever wins there in Chile, there's not some big huge controversy where they shut down counting the votes at 3 o'clock in the morning and magically whoever was way behind is suddenly thousands ahead. Not saying that that ever happens. Looking at you, Georgia. Looking at you. But, you know, it does happen. It definitely happens. So some real quick, hey, in the news, just some things that I saw. There's a college in Massachusetts. It's like Fitchburg State University. They are hosting safe spaces for people of color. Uh-oh, Steph won't be live today. Okay, Steph, not a problem. I'll just go for, well, until Holly calls me away. And I'm not going to say when that is exactly, but I'm going to try and get most of this pipe in. In case y'all are wondering, that is a Jonas Designs pipe. And I know with the backlighting, you're not getting to see how nice this pipe is, but oh, it's beautiful. Thank you again, Mike, for sending me this lovely, lovely pipe. It is a real smoky machine. And howdy, Sharon and Paul. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Great to have y'all here. In case y'all missed hanging out with Raphael, lots of stuff going on. I might not be able to attend next week's Raphael show, and I might not be able to do any tailgating. That's because this family does not do Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving. My wife will have to work right up to Wednesday. So with her working on Wednesday, Thursday will be all the baking that we would normally do. And she does a lot of pies, and they take a while. So that's going to be Thursday. Friday, I'm going to be doing some cooking. So if y'all don't happen to see me for a while after this week, I don't want anybody worried about me. Holly time is, of course, one of the more important things in my life. And, you know, that's the theory, happy wife, happy life. I am not trying to get myself killed. And in case y'all are hearing gunshots, no, that's just the roofers behind me. That's the reason I titled this particular live stream just the same way as I did. Oh, so normally Steph would be on, but she's going to take a day off. And you know what? I don't blame her. I don't blame anybody for taking a day off. Chad's taking some vacation from YouTube. It's okay. It's fine. Not that he's completely being absent from YouTube. I saw him last night. In case y'all missed it, I ran a 2-hour tailgate, and then we turned it over to Glumchum. I don't remember his name right off the top of my head. Anybody can type it in, that'd be great, but I'm horrible with names. I know that it's Doug's son. Uh-oh. Paul is right now calling his shot for 10 p.m. UK time. And that's always a good time to hang out with Paul. Paul and Sharon. Sharon will probably be there. Well, Josh, I mean, first off, howdy, sir. And second, I would agree that happy spouse, happy house, except for the fact that I can keep myself happy. And I've never been able to figure out how to keep a woman happy. But I kind of try to do what I'm told. That way I don't end up with happy skillet, happy kill it. I don't need to be a contestant on the Gong Show, and my face does not need to wake up to the sound of crank. Hey. But yes, Eden, I did see that earlier today, that Eden has canceled his live for this evening. People have lots of things going on. And across the world, nobody can keep up with all of it. So if you've got things to do, there is absolutely no problem with making a quick little statement of, hey, I got shit I gotta do. Somebody gets mad at you about that, y'all just remember one simple thing: family first. You got stuff you got to do, you got to do it. That's all there is to it. Oh, back to my little crazy story. Yes, I saw that Pittsburgh State College has decided that F should be pronounced as a B. Fitchburg. Go ahead, you figure it out. The whole case about Kyle Rittenberg. Let me go ahead and get this out of the way. There's a young kid that made a bad decision to go out and try and protect some property during the riots. Let's not call them peaceful protests. Peaceful protests don't burn down towns. They just don't. You cannot call a peaceful protest as soon as buildings start catching on fire and cars are catching on fire. That's when it becomes a riot. When people are looting and burning the town, it's a riot. You want to see a peaceful protest? Go look at the same time period what was happening in Houston. The leaders of the black community in Houston stepped up and they said to their own people, do not burn this town. We can protest, but do not be a thug about it. You know what happened in Houston? Damn near nothing. They protested, they marched, they did have some tension, but people weren't getting killed. With all the firearms available in Houston, nobody was getting shot. Am I saying not to protest? Not at all. If you got a legitimate reason to protest, protest. But there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. Should Kyle have been there in Kenosha? Probably not. Would I have let a 17-year-old go out of my house during protests to go to protests? Not a fucking chance. Was he out there? Yes, he was. Now let's see who was injured. Who came after Kyle? 4 guys, all white, all felons. You heard me, right? All white, all felons. And people are completely going out and saying, hey, let Barabbas go. If you don't recognize the Bible reference, maybe you're not quite Christian. Caesar asked the crowd, well, actually it was Pontius Pilate, using the authority of Caesar, who do you want to let out? Full pardon. Barabbas, this guy who is in jail, or Jesus, this guy who is in jail? And the crowd said Barabbas. So they released Barabbas, a murderer, basically a felon. And then they put Jesus up on a cross. You go figure it out. That's what the media is doing. They are glorifying these 4 felons that were out there doing no good anyways. And there's video evidence all over the internet. You can find it. It's not that hard to find. I found it. So for those colleges that are going to spout off and say there needs to be a safe space for people to process the not guilty verdict for Kyle Rittenhouse is completely asinine. He protected himself against 4 felons. No others were injured. Oh, and for anybody who wants to say, well, a skateboard's not a lethal weapon, go look at just the other day, Santa Ana, California, in a Starbucks. Some 50-year-old decided to harass some 20-year-old, and the 20-year-old happened to have a skateboard. Well, the 50-year-old's dead. But guess what? No charges are going to be filed on the guy with the skateboard. Not by the end of this, because everybody said, well, the 50-year-old was acting erratic and trying to start a fight. Sometimes shit happens. But the 20-year-old did use a skateboard, and the 50-year-old did die from the beating he received with a skateboard. Now, do I vilify the 20-year-old? No, I don't. Because when it comes out to being out in the street and someone's wanting to do you bodily harm, I do not care. If I get knocked down and my hand comes up to a stick and I pick it up and I go to whooping on somebody's ass, believe me, I don't care. They pushed me into it and they got what they deserved. Because I won't willingly just go up and start trying to act like I need to get into a fight. I'm too old for that. But I'm too military-minded to sit there and think in any way, shape, or form that you need to fight fair. There's no rules on the street. Only rule is win and survive. The sooner people get that through their heads, the sooner they might start leaving people alone. Recovering know-it-all. Howdy, sir. Great to have you in. Yes, sir, I also grew up in the 70s. Didn't have a safe space. We pedaled bicycles without helmets. We ran with scissors. Some of us were alive watching people walk on the moon, drive cars on the moon. Now, in a safe space. No, their transmission is unstable due to a weak internet signal. Go figure. Well, RKIA, I'm going to say I'm only 47. I remember a good portion of it. And the stuff that I don't remember, I went back and studied it. Because history is the one thing that shouldn't be changed. But a lot of people are changing history nowadays to fit their narrative. At some point here in the future, I'm willing to bet that Hitler is going to no longer be vilified as the bad guy that he was. And that the Nazi regime will no longer be considered one of the worst. Because people keep going out there and changing history. Hey, we'll just make this little change here. Eventually, history becomes a lie. Okay, and one other piece of news before we get going any farther. The acting president of the United States, Kamala Harris, came out and said that there must still be a lot of work to do because the justice system didn't render the verdict that she wanted. That's not exactly what she said, but that's pretty much exactly what she said. Five white guys get into a fight, and it somehow has to become a race issue. Think about it. Oh, it's because it happened at a black protest. What? And I say acting president because at the time when she said it, she had all the presidential powers for whatever reason because Joe Biden was incapacitated. I don't know exactly the reason why Joe Biden was not considered president of the United States at that particular moment in time, but there it was. And it's happened before. Remember Ronald Reagan when he was shot and in the hospital, what was it, Mondale? I don't know. Ronald Reagan was not president while he was in the hospital. That was all there was to that. When Ronald Reagan got shot. So, it's been happening periodically for years. But it just so happens that Kamala Harris actually was, quote unquote, president of the United States for a few minutes when she made that comment. Yeah, Paul, when whites beat up whites and it becomes a racist narrative, there's how is that racist? It's not racist. Oh, wait, let me guess. Kyle Rittenhouse must have been a racist because he was stopping people from burning a car lot. At a way less than peaceful protest. Now, it's in the charter. If you want to peacefully protest, you are completely in your rights. There are also a few hoops to jump through. One of those is permitting. And permitting, the government is not allowed to deny you a permit if you file for the permit. But what you're asking for is for them to block out a location and provide police assistance for your protest, which they are legally required to do if you file the protest if you file for permission for the protest. They can't deny it. That's all I'm saying. Then they set up barricades. They direct traffic. They make sure that nobody's getting injured unless it's stupidity versus stupidity. Oh yeah, big country, believe me. They can try and claim I'm racist all they want, but then I'll introduce them to my daughter-in-law. I really want to do that. And my grandchild. Let me find it real quick. I will add a picture of my son and his wife. Let's see here. It shouldn't take me too long. Let me show you their wedding picture. That's my son and his wife. I'm guessing you can figure out which one's my son. Want to know what my granddaughter is? Yeah. I bet you she's got a little more pigment than I do. And I dare them to say, "Oh my God, I'm racist." Go ahead. Somebody say it. Somebody say it. So, it just comes down to a statement of facts. White on white can't be considered racist. Can't. There can be racist people in a white on white situation, but it still can't really be considered racist. Okay, wait. I will make one stipulation on that. If in the situation of like my son and his wife, if they are out and about and some racists decided that they were going to do something to his wife, I would fully expect him to defend her to the fullest of his ability. And that could be considered racist because they are going after him and his wife for whatever reason. But notice I didn't say the racists were any color at all. Because if the black community decided to go after my son because he's with a good-looking woman of color, that's just as racist, isn't it? And I like what Paul's saying, and I like to say it like this. My personal preference is that I do not look at a person's skin color. I look at their content of character. And that should be the basis that we judge every person. There are good and bad of every race. I do not choose to associate with people who choose to live down to their racial slur. Trailer trash, trailer white trash. I am those people. I grew up that way. First place I remember living was in a trailer house. And I'm white. So there I am. I chose to rise above it. And I do not choose to live down to that racial slur. And it is a choice. I don't care who you think you are, it is a choice. When you start basing your decisions upon people by the color of their skin, you are already wrong. At least in my opinion. But yeah, the whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing, there is no way in any shape or form that has any racial connotation. What it does show me is that the people in power, those who are elected, chose to do nothing. And the average citizen decided to do something about it. Which goes back to a different statement. The only thing it takes for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. Well, good men and good women. And that's true. When good people decide that they are going to do nothing when evil raises its head, evil has an easy path to triumph. And when those same people decide that they are going to vilify those same good people for standing up and doing something that should have been done by those put in positions to do such things, that just shows that there's some powerful amount of, I believe Professor Walker said it this way, there's a sickness out there, and until people consciously recognize it for what it is, it's going to continue to grow and fester. Howdy, James. Great to see you, sir. Now, I will again go back and say, if Kyle Rittenhouse had been my son, I'd have been like, no, you're staying home. You are not going up there. Or if he was going up there, I'd have been going right along with him. But I'm not stupid enough to go crawling into a riot. That wave was to Dingus. And just so I could make sure, having a little hard time getting this thing lit and keeping it there today. But it's the 90% humidity out here. Yeah, 90% humidity. And it was only like 50 degrees this morning when I woke up. Whoo, chilly. Okay, in Houston, that's chilly. But when you take 50 degrees and 90% humidity, it's like walking into a 50-degree swimming pool. It's a little stout. It kind of sucks the heat right out of your body. does not feel exceptionally well. And I'm glad y'all can hear the guys back there banging away on that roof. It makes sure that my live stream title stays true to itself. And yes, you might be able to hear some Vanilla Ice in there. On a song that they plagiarized. Or at least the tune that they plagiarized. I believe Bowie and Queen got together and made a song. So how are y'all today? Hopefully everybody is doing well. Personally, I'm having a great day. Later today, after Ohio State whoops the hell out of Michigan State, I am pretty much going to be having a bad day because that will just piss my mother-in-law off. And then I'm going to feel the repercussions from it. So much fun. There's also a squirrel back over there screaming. I hear him. Hopefully you can't. Chances of you not hearing him is pretty slim. Yeah, I've got the noisiest studio on the planet. So it's Thanksgiving time in Houston. I'm not sure about the whole world. I mean, it is pretty much just an American holiday. Howdy, Andrew. Great to see you, sir. And if there's anything anybody wants to discuss, talk about, questions y'all want to ask, I mean, whatever. I can't guarantee I can answer all the questions you might have. I can do my best. But yeah, I don't mind. Go ahead, ask any questions or throw any comments y'all really want out there. We're up for discussing just about anything today. Including processes of roofing, if you really want to know. I mean, I can try and explain it. I was never a roofer. I've done some roofing, but I was never a roofer. Okay, let's see here. What am I smoking today? Today it is Sutliff Emerald Isle in a Jonas Designs pipe that Mike sent me. It is flame grain on both directions, which takes a marvelous amount of skill. Jonas Designs is from Italy. It's a great pipe. Awesome pipe. And the tobacco's not bad. It's a little bit sweeter than the average English. And it's got almost a Irish whiskey hint, but it's somewhere between an English and a Balkan, if I have to be honest. Now, let's see. Recovering know-it-all. 45 or 9mm. For me personally, whichever. If it comes to hand, I'm good. But for here around the house, I've switched all of my 45 stuff over to 9mm. Mostly it's because my mother-in-law, who is not super steady on her feet, but she's still a decent shot. I didn't want anything that was going to knock her down and break a hip if she needed to use it. I'm not always here. I might not be the first person to see some bad guy break through the door and come into the house. And sometimes if she's here and there's nobody here with her except for my nieces, I like knowing the fact that she can go ahead and start sending lead. Hey, bad guys, don't show up here. You draw your own lots when you do that. You ain't gonna like the results, because chances are you going out in a body bag. That's just what the chances are. And for anybody that doesn't like that, I'm sorry about your luck, but that's just the way it is here at my house. Y'all can hit any other street, any other house, anywhere you want to, but you hit my house, yeah, it's not going to go good. We do believe in firearms around these parts. Of course, this is Texas, and we've got Texas rules, so good luck to the best of you. Of course, the best of you ain't going to come in trying to do something nefarious, so I'm not going to worry about it. RKIA, I hope that explains it very well, whether it be 45 or 9mm. I do like the stopping power of a 45. I just don't like it in my mother-in-law's hands because I'm afraid that she would just end up injuring herself. Andrew, I also like English blends. I thought I was getting 3 different kinds of blends when I ordered my last order, but then it turns out that I got 3 basically English blends. That's all right. I know I like them, so I'm probably going to be pretty good. Of course, I also like all the Balkan blends. So this being, like I said, a cross between an English and a Balkan, that doesn't bother me at all. It's got flavors similar to 965, but other flavors similar to basically every Balkan I've ever tasted. And I can't tell a Balkan apart. I don't know why. I have tried all the Balkans I can come across, and they all taste the same to me. Don't blame me. That's just my problem. And I'm going to tell you honestly, I've tried some of the best Balkans on the planet. And I've tried some of the crappiest Balkans on the planet. I liked them all because they all taste so much the same to me that I can't tell them apart. Blind taste test? I can't tell you. I have no clue. Do I enjoy them? Oh, hell yeah. I love Balkans. But do I give an opinion about Balkans other than smoke the hell out of them because you'll like them? No. why be opinionated about something that you honestly can't give a decent opinion upon other than I like them? Of course, according to Mike, that's the best review you can ever give. How did Glenn say it? I like it. I even almost got his accent right on that one. Oh, and in case y'all are wondering why I almost always say the same blend for about a month, it's because I get my tobacco by the pound, and then I only open one at a time, and I smoke through it, and then I open the next one. Sometimes I can smoke through it rather quickly. That's how I know I really like it. And sometimes it takes me a while. Andrew, that is exactly the case. You got to smoke whatever makes you happy. Like if you look at Glenn and you say, "Oh, you're going to smoke some Stonehaven," he's looking at you like you're out of your damn mind. But I'll smoke Stonehaven because I like it. Thank you, James. I appreciate that. It is a rather good-looking pipe. Howdy, Sharon. Great to see you, ma'am. So the other night we were discussing Tiger Balm. And I will remind anybody who was there, it's called Tiger Balm, not Der Wiener Schleider. You should not be rubbing that on any part that is sensitive. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Andrew, what was the crazy aromatic? I might have smoked it myself, and I've had some aromatics that I really liked. Though I will steer clear of anything that says pumpkin spice because I already know I'm not going to like it. And no, there's nothing wrong with enjoying what blends you do like. There's a lot of people out there that like Lane 1Q. It's only the top selling pipe tobacco on the planet. I'm not a big fan. You know what? As far as cigars, the Cuba Cuba is the best-selling cigar on the planet. Again, I am not a fan. Treasures of Ireland Donegal by Dan Tobacco. Andrew, there are actually a lot of Dan Tobaccos that I do like. I tried Devil's Holiday because of the name. Just because. It is very aromatic. But if you take equal parts of Devil's Holiday, Latakia, and Perique, and you blend them together real nice, it's actually very smokable. With a very pleasant room note because of the Dan's tobacco, but plenty of strength due to the Perique, and a bit of smokiness, which I always appreciate. Due to the Latakia. Boris wouldn't like it because Boris doesn't care for Latakia. But growing up here in barbecue country the way I did, I like Latakia. Every once in a while I will go to a shop not too far from me. Not the cigar shop I frequent, but a different one that has pipe tobacco. And on a regular basis, they have the Latakia pressed, well, they're more like bars, but it's flakes. And I have no problem just folding and twisting a Latakia flake directly into a bowl and smoking it. Almost nobody likes the smell of it except for me, but that's for me. Not a problem, Andrew. You be careful out there wherever you're headed, and hopefully everything works out for you wherever you're going. Talk to you soon, and just remember, be safe. So in case everybody missed it, Steph has already claimed she's not going live today. So I'm going to the end of this bowl however long that takes. In case you're wondering why I'm not about to jump off of here. The only way I'm getting out of here earlier than the end of this bowl is if Holly decides she wants to wake up and tell me that I've got other stuff to do. Back to that original statement. Happy wife, happy life. And B, that she knows where all the firearms are and where the iron skillets are. I'm not about to start trying to piss her off. It's not safe. Otherwise, the popping that you'll hear will not be roofing nails going in. It'll be 9mm coming out. She'll just crack the door and shoot me. I know how she is. Women are crazy. You just have to find one that their crazy matches your crazy. You should be okay if you can do that. I mean, you know, Clyde was crazy, Bonnie was crazy. Bonnie and Clyde together, they made one hell of a team, didn't they? Maybe I shouldn't use that reference, but I did. Too bad. By the way, everybody, flu season is ramping back up, but normalized flu fatalities will probably be attributed to COVID. Go figure. Push the narrative of get yourself a vaccine that's not really a vaccine. It only treats the symptoms and doesn't cure a damn thing. if it cured anything, then the vaccine would keep you from getting and keep you from spreading. But according to all the scientific evidence I've been able to acquire, the vaccine does not prevent you from getting or spreading. It just prevents you from being as sick as you might be. Am I saying don't get a vaccine? No. If you feel like getting a vaccine, go for it. That's you. I am reminding y'all that I will not be participating in the great planetary-wide guinea pig experiment known as COVID vaccines. I didn't see y'all going out and getting an anthrax vaccine. And I had already been inoculated, thank you, United States Army. Okay, I did go out and get a booster shot when I found out that I was going to be going to all of the locations that the post office had that had anthrax. But the lethality of anthrax compared to the lethality of COVID is a completely different story. I'm more worried about asbestos than I am about COVID, so just take that into consideration. Both of them pretty much affect the lungs. Hey, one just takes several years to kill you, and one can do it pretty quickly. Hey, yeah, okay, no big deal. I'll live. So, by the way, for those who are paying attention, as soon as a certain article comes out on BR, as in BriarReport.org, I'm going to start trying to smoke a few cigars and give away a few. Now, the cigars will be coming from Phil. And he has asked, and I agree with him on this one, because he bought the cigars, which were not cheap, oh my God, because some of them are expensive. But he's asked that I try to keep the shipping costs down. James, no, Steph will not be going live today because she said she is not. Otherwise, I'd be asking people to check. But she is off from work, and she has got some things she wants to be doing, and Skip's not there, so I've got a feeling she's taking care of business. And, well, that's what you got to do when you have the time. I just try to schedule me taking care of business for when I'm not going to be live. But, I mean, there's a big difference between Steph and me is that Steph actually has a job that works 5 days a week, whereas I do not. If I did, I would probably do a lot of my needing to do stuff either early in the morning or at night after work. But that's something I've been doing for so many years now that I'm not trying to say somebody else has to do something that I do. I mean, that would be alienating most women. I mean, I'm sure that they could pee standing up, but I'm not telling them they have to. It would also be alienating a lot of bachelor men who routinely leave the seat up. I live with women, so I routinely put that seat back down, damn it. Like I said, you don't have to do what I do. I do what I do for me. So James, as a curiosity, how long have you been using a hammock? I've slept in a hammock. I have a very good hammock. I don't have any place to set it up, but I do have a very good hammock. Easy to transport, travels well. When I go camping, I use it if I can find a location that works well. I've also got tons of climbing gear that I can't even use really anymore, but I've been able to use it to anchor put an anchor in on a cliff face that's got a tree close enough by, and then string up a hammock. Works well. Back when I was an electrician, I had pole climbing gear that because of a bad knee I can't use anymore, but if I needed to go a couple of steps up a light pole for some reason, I could do it. Can't use it as effectively as I used to, but I mean, you know, my tools, I'm keeping them, damn it. Of course, I also used to use the pole climbing gear for going up trees so I could trim them out. Haven't really done that in a while. Bad knee. And you don't want to see it. Ugh. Couple more years, I'll be able to say I haven't really climbed a pole or a tree in almost 20 years. We're just waiting for 2028. I'll still be alive, most likely. So let's remind everybody, there is going to be some great things going on today with the YTPC. There's, of course, I'm Just Chris. John with All Briared Up tends to do a live on Saturday. I'm not telling anybody that he is, but he tends to. I'd be looking forward to both of those. Tomorrow there's... Ooh, wait. I also forgot the virtual pipe club. That'll be on later today. Of course, normally by then Holly's up, so then I'm on Holly time, which is why y'all don't see me there very often. No, Paul, the J Mouton auction is December the 10th. So what, 3 weeks? I would talk about a certain person that decided to have major malfunctions and then put a very truncated show on last night. But, well, I think it was damn near 10 o'clock before he actually got his show going. After, of course, we all basically rained all over his parade. Not going to mention him. But if you're here, Martin, you can say howdy. Howdy, Kirk. Great to see you, sir. Kirk from Florida is one of my friends that, like I am, really enjoys Voodoo Queen from Sutliff. I get at least a pound every year. And no matter how much I try to smoke it slow, it never makes a full month. I almost quit smoking cigars while I got Voodoo Queen. In fact, that's how I came up with the name Voodoo Review for a blog that I do. Though I haven't posted anything on that blog in a while. £2. Smoking strong, sir. Very nice. Kirk, I have found that smoking pipes is a bit more expensive than, what is it, pipes and tobacco? Sutliff bought one of those online retailers that does, so it might be tobacco pipes. I think it's tobacco pipes. And tobacco pipes prices for Sutliff are about $2 per pound cheaper than smoking pipes. And their selection is much larger. Oh, Kirk. See, I think tobacco pipes had it for 28 for a pound. Now, I'm not saying don't go out there and just take what I'm saying and think, oh yeah, well, that's all I got to look at now. No, I shop around. But when I find a price that I like for what I'm going to get anyways, then I make sure to order enough that I can get free shipping. Which tends to be like 3 pounds and then something else. This last time, my something else was a Cole Younger cob. It's a family name. I got it because I'm remotely related to Cole Younger. And by remotely, I mean that my grandmother's maiden name was Younger. I was able to trace that family tree pretty quickly. Oh, the Prince Albert match. Yeah, I've had that before. Back to back with Prince Albert. It's pretty close. There's slight differences to my palate. One has a slightly more bitter aftertaste, and I think the Sutliff one is a little bit thicker as far as the slice, the ribbons. Uh, Regular Prince Albert is a real fine ribbon, and the Sutliff one I believe is just a little bit wider. Not that there's anything wrong with that, just saying that that's what I found to be true. Hey, y'all got to remember, there's a lot of good Sutliff tobacco out there. Uh, what is it, MacBaron? All of that's Sutliff tobacco. Seattle Pipe Club, that's all Sutliff tobacco. By the way, howdy Ron, great to see you, sir. Now, Sugar Barrel, I've never had. Every time I think about trying it, for whatever reason, the price is up. So I pass it by. And then when I'm not thinking about trying it at all, I'll find it on sale. But I'm not wanting to do it, so I don't pull the trigger. One of these days it'll match up. But until then, I'm just skipping on Sugar Barrel. I will say that there are two brands out there that say they are a match for what was Albert Einstein's favorite, which is no longer produced, so don't look for the original. But one is Sutliff Revelation, and the other one is C&D Epiphany. The curiosity here is that they don't taste the same. The interesting thought for me, though, was that I like the Sutliff better than the C&D. And I've had copious amounts of both. I like them both. But if you were to tell me that I was going to get a free pound, I only had to choose one or the other, I would pick the Sutliff Revelation over the C&D Epiphany. My taste buds. Not saying yours, just mine. I'm sure both companies would greatly appreciate you trying both and forming your own opinion on that one. But as is discussed on a regular basis, everybody's got an opinion on what their favorite is. When I do reviews, I try to not be opinionated. I just try to say, okay, this is what I'm tasting. This is how much ash is left. this is what the dottle is like. This is what the cut is like. I just go with facts. And uniquely, I go with 4 different pipes. Because I will tell you, some pipes, you need to have a great big bowl. Or some pipe blends, you need to have a great big bowl to really appreciate it. And some of them, it's much better in a small bowl. And I've found some that are better in a clay, some that are better in a meerschaum, some that are better in a briar, and some that are better in a cob. Now, out of those 4 pipes, in 4 different sizes, I can kind of more or less say, hey, look, this is what I would suggest. But those are just suggestions. And I tend to not do a review of anything that I won't tell you that I like. Let's be honest. Somebody put a lot of work into making a pipe blend. They got it to where they liked it. And they put it out there for the whole world to see. And then some jackass will come through and say, oh, I don't like it, it's crap. Well, I'm not that kind of a jackass. I might be a jackass, but I'm not that kind of a jackass. I'm not going to tell somebody that their work is crap unless it's actually crap. If an electrician comes into your house and burns your house down, that was crap. Okay. But if he does the best job he can and then the homeowner decides to do something that burns the house down, you shouldn't go back and blame the electrician. Same thing with pipe tobacco. Just because I don't like a blend doesn't mean it's not good. It just means that my personal taste is to say I don't like it. Lane 1Q, I don't like it. Am I ever going to review it? No. I will tell people it's the best-selling pipe tobacco on the planet. Cuba Cuba cigar. Don't like it. Best-selling cigar on the planet. There is no way that you can sell that much product and still be wrong. There's cars out there I don't like, and still they sell really well. Hey, what am I supposed to tell you? Unfortunately, we're getting pretty close to the end. Revelation by House of Windsor. Yeah. I will have to look to see if I can find any of that, Ron. Because I did like the Revelation by Sudliff. But if you're saying that they're much better now, are they much better because they've aged? Or is it just so far superior and it doesn't matter what the age on it is? I'm curious. Definitely curious about that. I'm also curious on why this squirrel up here is trying to sharpen his teeth on my on the gutter on the house. He's been doing it for years. Can't get him to stop. I want to shoot him. Of course, it might be a different squirrel by now. Now, Mike, Briar Blues Mike, he's not a fan of match blends at all. Just from talking to him, he would prefer to see somebody come up with a very unique blend and put it out there instead of saying, we'll copy somebody else's unique blend and try to get close. I don't begrudge him his statement there. I mean, if I put out a product, I wouldn't want anybody copying it and trying to beat me on price too. And I guess the best that can be said for anybody that's going out and saying match, you shoot for as close as you can get, but without down to the micron exact matching exactly what they did. You're never going to get exactly. But certain things close is good enough. Like when Dunhill decided to quit and Sutliff came out with their, it's now called Match 20, which if you add 9, 6, and 5 together, the answer there is 20. But Sutliff, when Dunhill quit, they put out Match 20, which originally was Match 965. And it's really damn close. Okay, Ron, I can see that. Yeah, a little bit of the Perique might have been a fruity Perique. Whereas I think that the Sutliff used a more peppery Perique. And, well, you know, the House of Windsor, of course, is going to have some age on it that trying to get the age, the only thing you can do is age and hope that you've got the exact same conditions to get that age. And I'm never going to be patient enough with my pipe tobacco for that. At most, I have 3.5 pounds ever of pipe tobacco. Because I keep smoking it. And I'm pretty close to being out of here for the day. Not wanting to piss anybody off, but bottom of the bowl ain't far. It keeps needing relights. And I don't want to scorch this bowl. And I only smoke it once a week. One bowl a week. That's it. I gotta believe that this pipe's gonna last me a while doing that. Hey, I think the police are coming to go get that gang war that's going on over there. Damn roofers. Nope, they passed on by. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, I would like to remind y'all there is a lot of stuff that is going on in the YTPC. Some extreme giveaways that are going to be happening. One that comes to mind is the Nashville Mafia. If we can get 100 people in their December 22nd show, 100 people, we could do this. It should be possible. But they'll be giving away a Philip Rivara pipe to one of those people. Yeah. If you haven't seen the pipe, just take my word for it. It's beautiful. Of course, if you've ever seen any Philip Rivara pipe, you already know this. Will it smoke? Probably only like a champion. What am I supposed to tell you? Do I want to win the pipe? Yes. Will I be there? Of course I will. Does anybody have a chance to win? Yes, they do. But only if we can get 100 people in the chat. We need to talk about this to everybody. If y'all go on somebody's live, you want to mention it a little bit? Maybe just a tiny bit? If not, we can all watch John smoke it. He really wants there to be 95 people in chat, and he still gets to keep his pipe. For those here in the USA, there's certain cigars that are going to be going out soon. And maybe a lighter. That's a big tease. Someone named Phil asked for me to put out a cigar buying guide for the pipe smoker that's never smoked cigars. So I put out a list. And he decided he was going to make it go. So sad this is done. So some things are coming up. And something that we've been missing on lately Let My Cameron Go, a guy by the name of Nathan. Some of us know him, some of us don't. On Monday, last Monday, he had to miss for whatever reason. I didn't ask him. But he does a prayer meeting on Monday, 9 o'clock Eastern time. And I understand if it's too late for you in your area. But there's a lot of hurt and sick and ailing people that need to get a little prayer. And that's pretty much what it's about. Sending good thoughts and well wishes to those in the YTPC. Just... And it's a good time to hang out with people. At least in my opinion. Yes, Paul. Kirk got a pound of the Prince Albert match coming soon. Oh, I didn't notice that you did that. He says that he got it from Pipes and Cigars for $29. Oh, that was the Voodoo Queen. I still have it on my end. It's all right, Paul. Sometimes I even fat finger some things. I've screwed up a few times, even on my own feeds, so it's all good. I don't blame anybody. So, ladies and gentlemen, not that I want to leave, but I'm going to go anyways. Do remember, y'all take care of yourselves and each other. We'll do the best we can with that, and hopefully everything works out for the best. And as per always, y'all remember, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.